Good morning, students. As we have been reading this modernist poem, The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock by Eliot. So far, we have read that the poem begins with an epitaph, which was taken from Dante's Inferno, which connects quite aptly to the poem. And then we have read some lines of the poem in which we have found that the protagonist of the poem he finds himself unable to express his love to his beloved. Again and again he has his own reasons, his own excuses to avoid that question, to avoid that those words. And we found that he is very cowardice. He was very hesitant, and he just compares very big things to that trivial act of proposal, but still he is unable to say those words to the beloved. Now let's begin with the next lines. And I have known the eyes already, known them all. Earlier he had said, no, that I have known them all, that even if I groom myself in a better clothes, they will say that look how thin his arms and legs are. Even if I wear my morning suit and necktie and all those things, they will sport that bald spot in my hair and say, oh, how his hair is gone. So he says that I know these people, that even if everything is all right with them, they will find one or another reason to find a fault with me. And that's why he is saying that I hesitate to say this thing in front of these people. That is the reason he is kind of trying to say. And I have known the eyes already, known them all. The eyes that fix you in a formulated phrase, and when I am formulated, sprawling on a pin, when I am pinned and wriggling on the wall, then how should I begin to spit out all the butt ends of my days and ways, and how should I presume? Now again, he says that I know the eyes already, known them all. The eyes who are there in the restaurant, who are there in that hall, who are there in that dining hall, in that hotel, or in that place where he has taken his beloved. So he says, I have known the eyes already. These eyes which are staring at us, which are staring at me, I have known all of them. Known them all. And what is there in those eyes, I have known that also. And what is that in those eyes? He is talking about that the eyes that fix you in a formulated phrase. These are the eyes which fix you in a formulated phrase. Means a very designed phrase is there, a fixed phrase is there, a customized phrase is there for you. Like we have seen that how the bald spot is growing, how his arms and legs are looking thin. So that kind of phrase, that kind of formulated picture of yours will be made by those eyes. And when I am formulated, and he says when I am customized, when I am accustomed to a fixed status, then sprawling on a pin, when I'm pinned and wriggling on the wall, then I would like a attached with some pin to the wall. And this earlier he has given the example that like a patient authorized on a table. So again the example from the medical field, when we dissect a insect, or when we want to study an insect or any animal, then what happens that we pin it to that wax tray, है ना. हम उसको पिन कर देते हैं, उसके जो लिम्स होते हैं ताकि वो हिले नहीं, ताकि हम उसको एग्जामिन कर पाए, तो उसको पिन कर दिया जाता है. सो ही सेज दैट लाइक दैट आई एम स्पावलिंग ऑन ए पिन, एंड व्हेन आई एम पिन्ड एंड रिगलिंग ऑन द वॉल, दे हैव पिन्ड मी एंड आई एम रिगलिंग ऑन द वॉल. मतलब मैं वहाँ उस वॉल पे उन्होंने मुझे पिन कर दिया, एक पिन के सहारे मुझे फिक्स कर दिया. दैट इज माई आइडेंटिटी, है ना. Or there I am wriggling, I am struggling on the wall. Then how should I begin? And he says, this is my problem, that how can I begin, because they have already assumed their own ideas about me. They have already decided their own views about me. So when they have decided that, when they have formulated that view, when they have formulated that uh, type of character of mine, that picture of mine, that caricature of mine, and then they have fixed that caricature of mine, then how am I? I am like a photograph which is pinned on the wall. भाई जो देखिए वॉल पे एक फोटोग्राफ फिक्स्ड है, हमारा है ना, और एक हम लिविंग थिंग है. सो दोनों चीज़ों में डिफरेंस है ना, क्योंकि बिकॉज दैट fixed photograph on the wall depicts only one mood of ours, only one aspect of our character, of our personality. And he says, I am a living thing, I am not that fixed thing. But when those eyes, when they have caricatured me, when they have formulated a fixed picture of mine, a fixed personality of mine, a fixed character of mine, then how can I spit out all the butt ends of my days and ways? Then how can I narrate my days and my ways? Means how I am doing, how my character is, how my personality is, how I am feeling, what I propose to do, what I propose to say. All those things seems futile to him when he finds himself already being formulated within a fixed framework of personality or character. So that is what he says, that when they have decided something like this for me, when they have just fixed me with a pin on the wall, then how can I begin? How can I speak out all the butt ends of my days and ways? Butt end means the remaining, whatever is remaining, because already they have caricatured me, already they have formulated me. But whatever is remaining, those butt ends, those left out ends which are not being spoken here, which are not being shown in that caricature, in that personality, then how should I presume? Then how should I suppose to say the things to that beloved of mine? Understand what he is trying to say? What he is trying to say, that when you are among the people who know you already, and those people, they have already developed a kind of mentality towards you. They have already decided your personality. They have already imagined your character. They have just fixed your character in a very decided framework. Then how can you act differently in front of them? How is it possible for you to behave differently, to show the different character of yours in front of those eyes who have already decided the character of yours on behalf of them? So this is the problem which he is facing, that when they have already decided everything about me, when they have decided the character, the personality, the traits, the behavior, everything about me, and they have fixed that thing on the wall for each and everyone to see, that who I am, what I am, then how am I supposed to speak up what is there in my mind, what is there in my heart? Because my feelings, my emotions, my personality, they all are being already decided. So how should I, how can I do that thing again now? And I have known the arms already, known them all. He says, when they have talked about his arms and his legs, so he says, I have known these arms also, known them already, arms that are braceleted and white and bare, but in the lamplight, downed with light brown hair. Is it perfect? Is it perfume from a dress that makes me so digress? Arms that lie about a table or wrap about a shawl. And should I then presume? And how should I begin? So again he says that I have known these arms. He's talking about those ladies who are gathered there in that hall, in that room, in that restaurant, in the dining hall, that I have known these arms already. Arms that are braceleted and white and bare. If you look at a distance, means in earlier stanza, just what we have seen, that he said that they have decided the character of mine. They have decided and made a portrait of mine, a fixed portrait of mine. So now he is doing the same thing, that I have also known them. The arms which are braceleted, means which are decorated, They are wearing a bracelet on them, and white and bare. They are white in color and they are bare arms, means just to show off that bracelet and just to show off that whiteness of their arm, they have kept it bare. है ना, वो जो आर्म्स हैं वो क्या कहते हैं हम उसको, स्लीवलेस ड्रेस जो है दे माइट हैव worn. So he said that those arms which are bare, which are naked and which are white and which are wearing those costly bracelets just to make a show of, just to be presentable or just to be the fashionable type of lady. They have worn bracelets, but in the lamplight. Now look at the irony, that how small things he noticed, and how he notices the physical appearances of people as people appearances his. In our previous lecture, we have found out that what he was saying, that even when I have dressed in a very decent manner, they notice that how thin my arms and legs are. Even when I have just made the face to meet other faces, still they find that bald spot in my hair. So and he's against that thing. He's in a kind of sneering against those people who notices this thing, but here he himself is doing the same thing. This is the hollowness of the modern society, that we criticize the things which we ourselves practice. So he says, but in the lamplight, but when you see those bare, beautiful, white, braceleted hands in the lamplight, then you found that they are downed with light brown hair. They are not actually white. They are not actually that much bright and shining and smooth. They are downed. Their whiteness is downed with light brown hair. So again, he is also just finding faults with them. Is it perfume from a dress that makes me so disgrace? No, he just again assumes his that status, that no, I am not like them. I am not finding the physical loopholes in their personality. He says, is it perfume from a dress that make me so disgrace from my position, from my status? I have diverged from my attention, from my viewpoint. So is it some perfume from a dress? Arms that lie along a table or wrap about a shawl. I know them all, if they are being put on the table or they are being wrapped in a shawl. Whatever arms they are, whoever arms they are, I have known them all, and should I then presume? Means what he wants to say is, if they know so much about me, I know so much about them, then how can I suppose to say those words? Then how can I presume? How can I suppose to speak? And how should I begin? Then how should I begin? This is the biggest problem with him, that how should I begin? So this is how the writer, the protagonist of the poem, he is in a fix, he is in that trouble, he is in that condition where he is unable to express his love. And why? Because he is unable to say those words, because he is among those people who know him very well and whom he knows very well. And that's why he says, how can I begin that thing? Because that lady about whom he is talking about whose eyes he has talked about whose arms he has talked about, she has known him very well and he knows her very well. So he says that now to say those words, how can I be a different person? How can I say those words to her? This is it for the day. Thank you.